The Golf decided to start a new trick when I started up. So I'm gonna show you what it does. So in that previous clip, you could hear the squeaking that it's making. The first thing I'm going to do is remove this pulley and start it up. That will eliminate everything that is driven by the belt. And then hopefully I'll be able to figure out what is causing it. Relieving the tension on the accessory belt on these is pretty easy. You can get a 15mm wrench and you can put it on this and pull this way, and that'll relieve the tension. And you can get a 3 or 4mm Allen wrench and stick it in the hole there. So when the hole to the left and the right line up, you can stick it all the way through and it'll hold the belt tensioner in a position that will remove all the tension from the belt. This is a better look at the Allen wrench through the two holes, and if you couldn't see it when I did it, you just put the wrench on like that and pull towards the front of the car. I do like that. With the tension removed from the belt, I can now just take it off. It's good to remember that on these cars, the accessory belt goes to the outside of everything but the AC compressor and the tensioner pulley. Alright, the belt's out. So now I'm going to start the car again to see if it makes the same noise. Sounds like it's coming from in there. Not good. So this is the passenger side of the vehicle, and this cover covers the timing component. So hopefully I can just take this tab off, and that little latch over there's one like this on the back side as well. So hopefully I can take those off and see something. I'm gonna have to take off this hose as well. You need to stay out of the way. All right, does that give it enough space? So I got the cover off, and I do not know the purpose of all these vacuum lines. I need to do a bit more reading on my old Golf here. But I can see the cam gear, the timing belt, tensioner pulley, and I guess that's the water pump down there. So I'm going to hook the vacuum hose back up, start it up, and see if I can pinpoint where the noise is coming from. It's gone. I don't hear the squeak right now. I wonder if it was because of the cover. So that's odd, but it is worse on startup. So maybe I'll work out for a little while, and then I'll come back and see if it starts to squeak again. I did the timing belt. Maybe it's the pulley. It likely is not the water pump, but we'll see. Okay, it's been 35, 45 minutes. Let's see what it sounds like now.
If you listen closely, you can hear a faint squeak, but it's nothing like before.
That's crazy, I can barely hear anything. Yeah, so I could hardly hear anything. So I'm gonna put the cover back on and see if something is hitting the cover maybe. There's a spot here that seems to have gotten worn out a bit, but I don't know that that would be a squeak. Let's see.
So I'm going to put the cover back on and see if that's causing the squeak. Sometimes chasing these sounds down is kind of tedious, but you got to do what you got to do.
Maybe I hear a faint squeak, but nothing like before. So I'm gonna turn it off and try it again in the morning. So the Golf has sat since yesterday. The belt is still off, still have the cover on. So let's start it and see if it still makes the noise. Okay, so it's still back. I'm gonna stop it real quick and see if I can capture it with the cover off. All right, so the only thing still spinning are the water pump, the timing belt tensioner pulley, the crankshaft, and the cam gears. And of course, everything connected to those things. So let's see what we can do about that noise. All right, I'm gonna start it with the cover off, see what we got. Okay, great. It's making a noise, but I really can't tell where it's coming from. But if you look closely, the frequency of the squeak matches the frequency of the rotation of the cam gear. You see that? So I'm gonna shut it off and see what we can do about it. All right, since I think that noise is somehow related to the camshaft, I'm gonna go ahead and order a new timing belt kit. I'm gonna leave the water pump because I've replaced that recently. Yeah, this is a squeak that has gotten worse over time, so I'm gonna replace the timing belt. And I don't know, I'll look into a tensioner pulley, but I'll replace that as well. But the cam gear is definitely going to come off. And while I'm at it, I did notice an oil leak, and I'm going to guess that it is from the valve cover. So I'm going to order a new valve cover and new timing belt kit. See if I can get rid of that squeak.
I guess that's a good stopping point for this video. In a day or two, I'll be back with new parts and hopefully the solution to my squeak. If you'd like to follow along as I continue to improve and repair this Golf, hit subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.